And then let's move on to a couple optional accessories that I recommend. The first being the ATEM Mini. So earlier you saw me switching between my camera angles. That was me using the ATEM. It's right here. You can kind of see it. There you go. A little bit better view. But this is the ATEM Mini there. This is basically a broadcast switcher, a live stream switcher that was made for live streamers and podcasters. There are production versions of, and actually Blackmagic is kind of the main company that makes these, or at least the most well-known company. But there are broadcast switchers that go for like $5,000. But this one, the current ATEM Mini that I have here, and this is the original, right now you can get it on Amazon for a little bit over $200. That's a great price. I think I ended up paying $400 or $500 initially when I got it, which is still a great price, especially, again, when you consider the alternative, the $5,000 broadcast switcher. I would probably recommend, if you have the budget for it, though, to get the ATEM Mini Pro, which is $395, again, as of this recording. The benefit to that one being that you could record directly into a hard drive that you plug into the ATEM itself. So you can record your media right onto a drive from there versus into your computer. I am running so basically my cameras get plugged into this ATEM Mini, and then the ATEM Mini goes into my computer. I bring that feed into OBS, and then I'm recording into OBS, which works for me, but may not work for you depending on what you're trying to do. But this device is great, but only if you're using some kind of multicam setup. If you only have one camera and you don't need any more than that, this is going to be a little bit overkill for you. In that case, if you're only using one camera, I would recommend what's called a CamLink 4K, which is essentially does the job of this, but all it does is bridge the gap of your feed from your camera to your computer. It's a capture card, and it's just a little USB device. It's about $115 as of this recording, and it just gets one camera's feed into your computer. But if you have any more than one camera, at that point, you're better off just getting an ATEM Mini. Financially, at least, you're going to be coming out on top because if you think about it, if you get a CamLink, you have to get one for every camera that you have. So if one is $115, two is going to be $230. An ATEM Mini currently is just over $200, and you get up to 4 inputs. So do the math. But again, if you just need one camera, you want to save some money, get the CamLink. Another optional accessory here is this Elgato Stream Deck. This is basically just a little customizable button pad. You can customize all sorts of things. You can assign these buttons to anything, whether it be like hotkeys within Windows or your computer. It works really well, again, with the aforementioned OBS software. So for example, I can set up scenes and sources within OBS. And then if I want to switch to them, like if I wanted to go to my monitor, a little press of a button here, hey, how you doing? And I can go back with another press of a button. It just makes things a little bit easier versus, say, again, if you use it primarily with OBS going in and clicking individual things in there, you can just do it with the push of a button. It does take a little bit of setup time, but I don't use it just for OBS. I use it to switch between my desktops, to close windows, to put my computer to sleep, things like that. So I like it. It is currently $150 on Amazon. This one is the 15-button version. I do believe that they make one that has 20 or 25 buttons, something bigger. It kind of depends on what you need, but I use this all the time. I love it. Another optional accessory I would recommend if you are using, say, a DSLR or mirrorless camera that has a detachable lens on it. It's the iCan Homestream Video Conference Teleprompter with Monitor. It's a long name. $300 currently, but this thing's great. So it's a teleprompter, and you might have seen some of these types of teleprompters before. They attach right onto the end of your lens. Doesn't matter what size lens you have. This will come with some adapters that you screw onto the end of the lens, and then you literally just put the teleprompter on the end of your lens. And the beauty about this particular teleprompter is that it comes with a small monitor that has an HDMI input. So you can essentially use this as a third monitor, which is what I do. So when I record, I have it turned on as a third monitor, and then I drag my show notes onto the monitor so that I can look through my notes as I'm talking into the camera. An issue I'd had before I had this teleprompter was, I would have to look over to this screen if I ever wanted to look at my notes. So I'm constantly looking back and forth. But now I can continue to look in the direction of the camera and see all of my notes without having to look away. And when you consider that a lot of teleprompters in general are not cheap, especially ones that come with monitors. I mean, they'll be in the thousands of dollars. This one is only $300. And, even when you're not using it for podcasting, consider, if you're on a Zoom call, you could put the Zoom call on the monitor there, and then it's as if you're looking at the person you're talking to on Zoom versus looking at your screen or whatever it may be. So a great accessory. I use it all the time. Love it.